arrears is back rent, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess what's standard practice? I guess what's standard practice? Wrong word. What's most likely happening? Are these clients holding that money because that's what their responsibility is, or are they going through a lengthy housing court process and then saying, "Fuck it, let's just settle and I'll leave"? Like, I guess, like, what happens? Because that seems like for someone that's barely making it, it seems like a tough responsibility.
Yeah.
I think it's a case-by-case basis. You know, I have clients who, you know, are trying to make any payments that they can towards the arrears, just, you know, so they don't continue to increase throughout the case. I have other clients that are just stashing money aside, knowing that, you know, they're probably going to have to move. They're putting that towards, you know, moving and, you know, first and, you know, security for a new place. I have other people that just, you know, they don't know what they're going to do, and, you know, they're still not receiving any income throughout the duration of the case.
Yeah.
So I guess, so what typically happens? I guess, like, because obviously, it's. I guess people have a perception of housing court where it's like you can't pay rent, but it's going to take them a really long time to evict you, and at the end of the day, those arrears are going to be piling up, but if you have no intention of ever paying them, you get a couple of months of free rent, and then it just shakes out how it shakes out. That seems like that's like a impression that you get from just, you know, not knowing shit. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just clarify the misconception.
I think that brings it back to the one-shot deal.
Okay.
You know, so the standard for the one-shot generally is, you know, when you go to apply, is you have to demonstrate that you had a legitimate hardship and that you have the future ability to pay rent. And, you know, if you can demonstrate those two things, you might get lucky enough to get a grant from HRA to pay off the arrears to keep you in your home.
Okay, and the grant could be for all your arrears?
So real quick, just to clarify, the one-shot deal is a loan. So you get the money from HRA, but there's an agreement that you will pay HRA back over time.
In criminal court, it's very simple. You did a crime, and we trying to fuck you for it. Like, it's not rocket, like, it's not complicated. Obviously, what crime you committed changes a lot, but it's still always a crime. Where it's housing court, you might be there for so many different reasons, and I guess that changes how things flow. But I think what's best is understanding the commonalities in the process. So, and I think what you're explaining is that when it first begins, there might be many ways in which you can extend the process, not purely just to extend it, but for valid reasons. And that's going to be that beginning process, right? And but also while that's occurring, there's going to be arrears.
So, you know, when you owe money for your apartment, it's called rent, right? But when these proceedings are happening, they call it use and occupancy. So basically, you know, the thought is you're living and using this apartment while this is going on. So you're still, you know, on the hook to pay, you know, rent, but it's called use and occupancy while the proceeding's going on.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine myself having the discipline to have extra money in my account that I know can't touch that. That doesn't seem so like. And it's all gonna shake out at the. So it's kind of weird because this occurs at the beginning of the case. It starts. Your rent goes from rent to arrears, or maybe you weren't paying in the first place, but now there's what you owed, and now you owe the arrears. When it shakes out the end, you said one way you can resolve the arrears is one shot. Can it get negotiated? Like what typically happens to whatever reason you were in housing court? For you to get back yourself into a normal lease status, you have to pay back the arrears as part of your resolution? Like, how does it resolve itself at the end, typically?
Really, there's no typical outcome. The Right to Counsel program has really thrown a wrench in everything. Because before us, it was just landlords and tenants. And before us, they would be signing stipulations to move out on the first court appearance. And those stipulations were, you owe this money, and you're going to get maybe 2 months to pay it. And if you don't, we'll evict you. And then we come into it and then we throw a whole wrench to it and we're litigating. So it gives us leverage to bargain and negotiate for more favorable settlements. So what I see often a lot, I'm the adversarial type of lawyer. I'm going to file the pretrial motions. I'm going to posture that we're going to trial. I'm going to find whatever defense I can muster up. And if my client wants time, I'm going to do all of that, and it's going to take forever. What that also gives me is the opportunity to negotiate a stipulation that's favorable to settle the case, first day, second day, whenever. And what I see is some attorneys do, whose clients are interested in moving out and in moving forward with their life and not wasting their time in courts, is they will sign an agreement that says, I'll move out in 90 days if you waive use and occupancy and the arrears. So basically,
What's the difference?
the arrears is what you owe, use and occupancy is what's accruing during the time frame of the trial or the proceeding.
Oh, okay.
Right? So like he said, while you're in court, it's not a freebie. You're still getting charged rent.
Okay, so arrears is what you owed before you got into housing court. Use and occupancy is what you owe while in housing court.
Yes, what's accruing during that time frame.
And there are things that can mitigate that too, such as if you have, conditions in your apartment that are being repaired, you can request what's called an abatement. Sometimes a landlord will, acknowledge that those problems exist, especially when somebody has made a report to 311 and, inspector came out and issued violations for those things.
And that's called warranty of habitability, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what I guess let's talk